Sunday. Good morning. Almost good afternoon. It's about 11 o'clock here. You can see Jeremy is setting up for the Painter and the Pixie podcast recording. As you know, if you followed me and watched my videos for a little while, we do the Painter and the Pixie podcast recording every Sunday. So stay tuned. I'll link below so you can find our show. But here it is, getting everything set up, ready to go for our day of recording. I'm gonna finish my cup of coffee here and I will check in with you guys a little bit later. Done recording our first episode of the day. We're getting ready to sit down for episode number 2 of the recording here for the Painter and the Pixie. It should be a lot of fun. We are done recording for the day and now we're doing some photos for the thumbnails of our episodes in the studio. Let's take a peek. Wondering why in the coffee pouring shot from the beginning of this episode there were some donuts. Well, you are about to find out. So we are done recording and doing our photo shoot for the Painter and the Pixie. It is so much fun to do that show. We did a really fun episode on blood sugar regulation and then we did another one on service dogs. So if you have been wondering about Gus, I'm actually going to post, once we get the video up, I'm going to post it here on my channel so you can see all the details and kind of understand what's going on a little bit more about service dogs. Why do I have a service dog? What's Gus's job all about? So we kind of cover a whole lot of information about that. It was a great show. I was really excited. I have just finished editing yesterday's vlog, which is so short. It's like 5 minutes and it's almost all the dogs. If you've seen it, you understand. We just got so busy yesterday having fun and hanging out that I just didn't pick up the camera very much. So I think that in a little while I'm going to do a conglomeration episode of like the weekend instead of Saturday and Sunday. I might do that because having, 2 5-minute vlogs is really not that fun to watch. But I'm sitting here with my book, like I mentioned I was going to do yesterday, to plan out my meals for the upcoming week. I am going to stick with my breakfast being the same sauteed vegetables and eggs like you've seen me do the last several vlog episodes. And then I'm going to go get another ham from the farm and just cook that up in the crock pot exactly like last week. That was a really good staple for me. I didn't have to think about my meals. I could just grab it and go put it together with no issues at all. So that's, I think, what I'm gonna do. I might do a ham, I might do chicken. I'll have to see kind of how I feel about that. I think the ham's gonna be the easiest. I can just throw that in there and I don't have to worry about breaking it down or bones or taking care of all of that. So I'm only here, today's Sunday. I'm here Monday and Tuesday, and then Wednesday I leave for Ohio, so I really want to be able to bring something with me on the car drive. It's only like 6-ish hours from my house to my sister's house, which is awesome, so much better than halfway across the world. She used to live all the way in Korea. For 7 years she lived there, so much further drive than driving to Ohio. So I think I'm just going to be able to pack some of those meals, cook up some vegetables for myself. That's one thing. I'm not quite into the raw vegetable stage yet, but I did want to make an update for you guys. On Friday, family dinner, we had that taco salad. Saturday I felt great, but I didn't really have very good bowel movement. Not that it was bad, it was just like tiny. So today, awesome, wonderful, beautiful evacuation, a complete evacuation, as I like to say, we say in the biz. So I was very happy about that. That tells me I can start keeping some of those vegetables, those lettuces in my diet. I haven't tried cucumber yet. Jeremy's gonna go do our grocery shopping for us in a little bit, and I'm gonna ask him to pick up a cucumber because that will be really nice to have along the way too. I might do that and dip it in the eggs. I don't know, give it a try. I can't wait until I can do hummus or something like that. I wonder if you can do hummus actually on the GAPS protocol. I think you can, but it can't be with chickpeas. I mean, you can't use chickpeas, so it'll be some version of hummus, quote unquote. But I think it'll be pretty good. So the stage 5 introductions. I know I mentioned this in a previous vlog. Spices, cooked apples, and introduction of raw vegetables, fruit juices, which I know I mentioned I haven't really done much with the juicing. I would love to be able to do that, but right now it just wasn't in the ability for me. And I know you can buy raw, fresh pressed juices and all of that, but I just really haven't gotten into it. So I'm gonna stick with the raw vegetables and introducing those, and I think I might do some baked apples as well. Jeremy, I'll ask him to pick up some apples for me when he goes to the grocery store, and I might do that as a breakfast option to kind of get my day started with some baked apple, or maybe I'll chop it up and cook it in some coconut oil or bacon grease in a cast iron skillet and have that as a side with some cinnamon on top now that I can do spices, and have that with some other cooked veggies, maybe a little bit of raw lettuces on top, have a nice little vegetable salad with my breakfast, but I think it'll be pretty good. So far today, it is 4 o'clock. I know. I've had my coffee and a little bit of snacky things, you know, an egg or something like that. It's not really been much food for the morning. When I get in production mode, I'm in go mode. I am not in rest and digest mode, so that's okay. It's where I'm at right now. So I'm going to get ready here in a little bit to make a big platter of food like you've seen me make in the last few days. It'll be some eggs. I think I'm going to do some hard-boiled eggs. That might be really nice to take on my road trip too. It's pretty easy to travel with and just get my day going. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I will definitely bring you along for my meals when I cook some meals, and we'll just take it from there. The donuts. I forgot to tell you about the donuts. So we did our show on blood sugar dysregulation. So Jeremy thought it would be very appropriate to go get a dozen donuts from Yum Yum Donuts and use them as props for our episode. Props after eating a couple of them. We had plenty left over to do our photo shoot. So that's what's up with the donuts. Not on gaps, not for real, but just for fun to have kind of a more colorful episode and fun little thumbnail for us all. It is really nice to see the difference that having a low sugar diet makes when you go back to having sugar. So Jeremy gives quite a nice little recap of his own experience during our blood sugar regulation episode number 19 of The Painter and the Pixie, and talks about how when he was younger, he didn't really notice the effects of sugar. And now that he's been, sugar without a lot of refined sugar in his diet for a few years, he eats 2 donuts and all of his joints ache and inflame. And he's like, I'm an old man. And he's not really an old man. He's 32. So just thought that I would throw that in there for you guys. I know I've shown several scenes so far today with this box of donuts, leaving you guys in suspense. So that's what that is all about. I know that in this book here, we can make popovers. I wonder if there's a donut recipe down the road too. That would be very interesting to see if they can do that. I mean, those muffins that I made, the almond flour muffins, kind of feel like cakey to me. They're very much cakey sort of texture. So not like a donut, but like a cakey kind, maybe. Yeah, interesting. I'm not really a donut huge person in myself to begin with. I'm definitely more of the salty potato chip kind of gal than I am the donut sort of person. But, to each his own. That's okay. We all have our own little indulgences, and just take it one. Time for food. I have had coffee today and little bits of nibbly things, but not a real meal, and it's after 5 o'clock. So, whoa, where did the time go? I am making my normal, what I've been doing recently, my chopped veggies here, some onions. This is a steak for Jeremy. He's cooking that up later. I might have a little bit, might cut off a piece and save it for myself. But I'm gonna add a fried egg on top, add a bit of sauerkraut, and maybe avocado if I have some left, and it'll be pretty tasty. the dogs are right here waiting for my food. So wonderful little meal here. I used the rest of my celery and a carrot and as you could see, onions. Fried that down. I didn't have enough bacon grease, so I just scraped that off the cast iron skillet and then added coconut oil for what I was lacking. Oh, hello. No, not for you. So it was a really nice looking meal. I'm very excited to eat it. See, we've got my pile of veggies. I added some mayo. I've got my avocado, my sauerkraut, all kinds of good stuff. It is going to be delicious. So here we go. It's nice sometimes to get lost in projects. You know, we're getting lost in our podcast all day long, recording and videoing, and I love this really nice runny yolk I can just mix in with all kinds of stuff. I can just mix it in with my vegetables and my mayo, and it makes a really nice little sauce here. All right. Oh my God. Very good. Gus thinks that he can sit here and get my food too. He's like, oh, I'm just gonna look the other way. You know, I'll just sit here and like look cute. Maybe she'll pass me some stuff. Sorry, bud. Not how it works. Go on. Now it is evening and I'm getting ready for bed. Jeremy and I had a really nice time with dinner together. He made some loaded baked potatoes, which look pretty good, and I had some of the other garnishes. Well, that's it for tonight. We are watching the end of The Karate Kid. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope that you learned something, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.